What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Vince I Love the Podcast. I'm your host, Ronnie from New Jersey. With me, as always, my man, Jeremy, the producer. What's up, Deuce?
Going on.
And he's eating right now. That's fantastic. So this episode is obviously presented by our friends over at Golficity. Folks, if you can't tell, I'm sweating my tits off. We are here at the Grand Floridian in Orlando. I'm on vacation with the family, and I couldn't let a little family vacation be the reason we miss an episode. I mean, 65 straight weeks. We got to keep this thing rolling no matter where I am. I brought them, even though I just muted it, I brought the microphone with me in my carry-on suitcase. They stopped me at security and said, "What the hell is that?" I said, "It's a curling iron." I mean, come on, look at it, right? It's a bigger. Anyway, so we're here. We're doing it. Masters recap. I got a couple of quick stories. I got to get in and out because I got to get back to Magic Kingdom with the kids. All right, jump on the old monorail, whatnot. Beautiful place, Grand Floridian, A+. A+. This place is phenomenal. Okay, so anyway, let's jump into it. Jeremy, give me something.
What's going on? So, are you playing any golf down there? What are you doing?
Absolutely not.
Wow. You couldn't sneak out a day?
Listen, let me tell you something. It's not even remotely possible. I have two children under the age of 5. I have a 2-year-old daughter and a 5-year-old son. Well, he's about to be 5 and she's about to be 2. There's no way. There's no way my wife could do this by herself for a 3-hour stretch. There's no golf in my future. It's a shame. Maybe if my kids were a little older, like, maybe when my son's 7 and my daughter's 4, maybe it'd be a little bit more doable because he'll be old enough to play with me. But no golf in the cards for me. I mean, I couldn't even watch golf. Okay, we get to the hotel on Sunday, first of all, and we flew in a monsoon. All right, I got a story about the flight. So I get on the flight, right? And we booked early. I mean, we booked this vacation like literally almost a year ago, middle of COVID, the whole 9. We got the hotel at like a 70% discount. Airfare was cheap as can be. We booked first class because, nothing was really open, right? So they basically said, if you book your vacation now, if you don't feel comfortable, you could postpone it for no additional fee. So we took advantage of this, right? So we took advantage of it. We booked this beautiful trip. And so we're sitting in first class, okay? Board the plane. All right, everything's looking good. I see a guy come by. He's wearing a Rockaway River Country Club shirt. I saw the R's, and I said, "Oh, Rockaway River." And the guy stopped. He turned. He's looking. I'm like, "Yeah, it was me." I'm like, "Yeah, I've played there. It's a good course." We start bullshit a little bit. He leaves. We get on the flight, right? The flight finally takes off. We get about a 45-minute delay on the runway. You know how annoying that is? When you get on a plane, you're about to hit about a 2.5-hour plus flight, and you get delayed for 45 minutes before you even take off. Oh, if I was in coach, I would have killed somebody. But I got 2 little kids. I got enough things with me to keep them occupied for 2.5 hours. That extra 45 minutes is a killer. Anyway, we finally take off. We're in the flight, and because it's first class, it's a little bit less crazy, right? A little bit. There's more space. We're able to manage. We're basically trading my daughter back and forth between me and my wife. I'm sitting behind them. My son's got his own window seat. He thinks he's the king of the world, sitting in first class, right? All of a sudden, about an hour left in the flight, maybe 45 minutes, we start, I mean, turbulence like I've never seen before. And I've flown a lot, folks. I lived in South Carolina. I lived out in California for a decade. I've flown a lot, and I never had turbulence like this. And it's my daughter, who's not even 2 yet. It's her first ever flight. Bro, all of a sudden, I look at my daughter's face, and it's like she's foaming. I thought she bit her tongue and was blood gushing out of her mouth. But she had just thrown up all over me after she ate about 15 strawberries. It was a disaster. And then I'm like, oh, man. And then, boom, she goes again. And now it's all over my chest, my belly, my pants, the seat. It's everywhere. And now I'm like, what am I supposed to do? We're in the middle of these turbulence, so it's not even like anybody can help me, right? My wife jumps up, turns around, and I'm like, I hand my daughter to my wife. And our first thought was, she has to be done. She just threw up all over me twice. She wasn't done. He threw up on my daughter for a third time, on my wife for a third time. So now literally both of us are covered in throw up with 45 minutes left to go. Thank God it was like undigested strawberries. So it actually smelled like a smoothie. So it didn't smell like throw up. If the people next to me, they would have been mortified. If it had that, that nasty throw up smell. It didn't. It was a 2-year-old throw up of some strawberries, but it was just, it looked like I just murdered somebody in the bathroom of the airplane. It was terrible. So we started off on a really, really high note. As we're getting through, I told my son, I said, tell the pilot, like, nice job. Like he landed us safely. We landed in a monsoon, by the way. It hasn't rained like this in Florida in a long time. I mean, literally drops were hitting the floor like there were huge drops of water. It was nuts. So he tells my son, I said, John, tell the captain, good job landing the plane. So he tells him. The captain tells him to come in the cockpit. So now he's in the cockpit, right? And I don't know if we can put the picture up, but anyway, I posted a picture of my son in the cockpit. The guy let him turn all the lights on. He let him hit all the buttons, and he let him hit the throttle. He pushed the throttle, and as soon as he got the throttle all the way to the top, the whole thing started going, It was kind of cool, right? But Johnny was loving it. He absolutely loved it. So shout out to the was it United? It was United. United Airlines captain who let my son jump into the cockpit. Felt like Maverick and Goose up there. It was pretty cool. Daughter threw up all over us. We finally get here. And then we can't check in for 3 hours. So now we're like literally walking around, throw up. It was just a mess. It was an absolute mess. But anyway, we arrived. We got here. Yesterday was our first day. Let me tell you something. I thought this place was going to be empty because of COVID. No, it's not empty at all. It is slam-packed. And it's 900. As you can tell, I'm dying. I'm on the patio. I'm on the balcony right now, right? Sweating my tits off. Literally sweating as we speak. But this place is beautiful. Oh, Florida, how you doing? I can't do this place in July and August. Not a chance on hell. But it's April, and it is gorgeous out. Gorgeous. Anyway, so we get here. Now it's Sunday. So we land on Sunday, Masters. I'm all excited. Shout out to have my man Hideki really blowing up the field. He had a hell of a Saturday, right? I mean, Jesus Christ, just ran away with it and just cruised on Sunday. Nobody even came close to him. Our boy Jordan Spieth had a nice showing. He was there. He was he could show, right? Well, Justin Rose kind of shit the bed on Saturday a little bit. Couldn't make any more moves after that slow start. And then fired away in the back half of the first round was amazing. I got to hydrate. Babe, send me out some more water, something to drink. I'm dying here. So I'm trying. So now we get to hotel. We're finally in the room. I'm thinking, okay, good. Take a shower, get rid of these, throw up all over these clothes, burn those clothes. And I'm going to be able to sit down and relax and watch the final 9 holes of the Masters. No. My daughter wanted to watch Coco Melon, and my son wanted to watch PJ Masks. They were fighting over the television set, and I didn't have a choice. I had to go hide in the bathroom, sitting on the shitter. Not even shitting, just literally in there because I wanted to be alone for 20 minutes. And I'm watching the Masters on my phone because I got to know what the hell's going on, But at that point, it was toast. It was done. Hideki was running away with it. Nobody was catching him. Nothing interesting was happening.
Not at all. Let me ask you a question. Is Xander Schauffele one of the biggest choke artists on tour? He might be surpassing Tony Finau by now. I felt like he hasn't won in forever, and he's just been like knocking at the door. And let me tell you, he was knocking at the door at Augusta. If he puts the ball anywhere on the green on that Sunday pin at 16 there, instead of hitting it in the water, they may be in a playoff. Because
what was it? Tell me what happened. So how close was he? Then all of a sudden he blew up there.
So he on the par, I forget what happened on the par 5 though. Like he gained a shot and Matsuyama ended up going to -12 and he was up at -10 on the 15 on the par 5. Then on 16, because he ended up birding the hole. Matsuyama bogeyed, so then he goes first. On 16, he gets too aggressive. He goes right at the pin. And over the years, from watching Tiger, you don't go right at that Sunday pin. You let it trickle down. He went right at
get out of there with a par. Get out of there with a par.
Right at the pin, and he dropped it in the water, and he ended up triple bogeying to -7.
Oh yeah. At that point, it was over. He knew it was over. That was his shot right there. That was a shot right there to do something. I like the kid. I like the kid. He hasn't broken through, right? No majors yet. All right, am I correct in saying that?
Yeah, he hasn't broken through yet.
Yeah, so I mean, hey, look, he had a window. He apparently, right? He had a window of opportunity there to do something, and he I mean, did he choke? I don't know if he choked. He was before. He needed to make something happen there. He puts it close, and then all of a sudden the pressure flows right back over the deck, and then you got a shot. At that point, you got a shot. So he could put it in the water. Next thing you know, he's walking away with the green jacket, right? But anyway, look, it was a good Masters. The little bit I got to catch of it, right? It was crazy. Packing for this trip was nuts. Between work, packing, getting the kids ready, figuring out the whole thing, right? So by the time this airs, I'll be back home. So if you're thinking about robbing my house, don't even try it. All right, don't even try it. I'll be there anyway. But no, so yeah, so I'm here on vacation, and it's beautiful. I'll tell you what, man. To live down in Florida in the winter months to play some golf would be absolutely tremendous. To fly back up in the summertime and up north, because you can't be down here in the summer. It's just brutal. It's brutal now. It's April. I can't even imagine June, July, and August. Forget it. I mean, I've been here in the summertime, and it is not a pleasant place to be. It's not good. It's not good for anybody.
So the Blue Jays, obviously, the Toronto Blue Jays, the baseball team, can't obviously play in Canada. So their alternate site is in Dunedin, Florida, and they're playing in Dunedin, Florida until June 15th, and then they're moving them to an alternate site, I think in Buffalo or something like that once it gets hot up there. But they're not even.
Yeah, I figured they would have been in Buffalo because it's so close. It's right over the border, right? I mean, but the people can't come watch them. I mean, it's kind of like they're in no man's land now. But they just stayed where they do spring training, I take it.
Dunedin, Florida, yeah.
Yeah. Well, hey, look, it's there's no problems here with the weather. That's for damn sure. But so I'll tell you, man, we're having fun.
There's no.
This is a lot of work. I've lost about 22 pounds in 3 days. My feet are dying. I got shit. My cousin called me up. He says, he texted me. He goes, "Hey, I see you're in Florida on Facebook, on Instagram, Facebook, whatever." He goes, "How is it?" And I said, "No, it's, you're normal. Shin splints, bad feet. I'm dying, stressed out. It's so much. There's so much for the kids to see. They're on sensory overload. My son wants to buy a toy after every ride we go on. The lines are 50 minutes apiece. Do you know what it's like keeping a 2-year-old occupied for 50 minutes when you're trying to go on a 4-minute ride? Oh, my God, it's a nightmare. I said to my wife today, I was like, it's amazing. Us as a culture, I mean, New Jersey people like to the 10th degree, but just overall as humans right now, we don't like waiting, right? Everything is convenience, Amazon, just everything is like now. We need it now. We want it now. The fact that Disney still has these rides that are 50 minutes, 75-minute waits, and people just keep coming. They just keep waiting online to do the same thing. Some of these rides have been around since I was 2, and they're still waiting in line for 75 minutes to do it. I see these we saw an older couple. They didn't even have any kids. They're online to see It's a Small World. I'm thinking to myself, what are you doing with your life? Why are you sweating right now, waiting to go see It's a Small World? You're all decked out in the Mickey stuff, so you apparently have been here before. It's not your first time. It's not your first rodeo. It's amazing. This place is so outrageously amazing. It's sick. It's next level. But
what are you gonna come home with Mickey ears?
Bro, I bought so much shit here. I had to go FedEx all this stuff back because I'm not going to be able to fit it in my suitcases. My son's he bought a helmet, a Rise of the Resistance, or the whatever the hell the Star Wars thing is. My son, I'll tell you what, I learned a lot about my son. He is a thrill seeker, this kid. He is not afraid of any roller coaster, Magic Mountain, Splash Mountain, the terror thing, the runaway train, the Millennium Falcon, all the rides that I thought he'd shit his pants. He's like, "Dad, I want to go again." So here's a tip: if you got a little kid, right? We got one kid. We're doing a swap, right? So literally, I get to go on the ride with my son, And then my wife gets to go on the ride with my son again, and they get to go right to the front of the line. It's kind of cool. So I wait with my son. We get on the ride. We come out. He goes with my wife. They go again. It's great, right? So you can take turns. So that's kind of cool. But some of these rides, bro, the Rise of the Resistance, I don't know what the hell the name of it is, but anyway, it's like the big one now with the Star Wars. You had to literally get in the queue at 7 o'clock in the morning. Everything's done with an app now. An app and bracelets, and it's like nobody does anything. There's no interaction with anybody anymore. It's all magnetic and all types of shit in the ether, right? So you have to actually get in the queue at 7 o'clock in the morning. We had to set we didn't have to set our alarm because my daughter is an automatic alarm clock at 5 a.m. no matter what time she goes to bed. We're in a hotel room now, so it's a real nightmare. But anyway, we had to actually be on our phones, ready to go. When the clock hit 7, I had to enter the queue. And I entered it as the clock turned 7 o'clock, and I was the 79th group. 79th group, not even person, group to register for this ride. The ride opened up at 9 o'clock in the morning. We didn't get on until 2:30 in the afternoon, and I hit it simultaneously. Outrageous. But let me tell you, so we get into the ride.
I hate that. That's what I hate. I'm sorry.
Dude.
I'm sorry.
And then there are certain things like build your own droid. Like, you got to make an appointment for these things. Like, I'm like, what? My son wants to make a droid. He's freaking out right now. He's throwing a tantrum. He wants this damn thing. I want to spend $200, and they won't even let you spend the money because you need an appointment. This place is sick. It's sick what people do. It's outrageous. Outrageous.
Everyone loves Disney, and kudos to that. When I have kids, I'll go because for them to experience it. But it's a fucking job, Ronald.
Bro, I'm dying over here, bro. I'm dying.
Vacation.
You can't eat. You can't. It's insane. You can't get a reservation to eat anywhere. You got to get a reservation to go on certain rides a day in advance. You got to wait 75 minutes for these other shit rides that have been around for 2 decades. It's crazy.
Yeah.
And there's no parades. There's no parades because of COVID. There's no, like, they had this whole Jedi training thing where, like, they come out and they have these big lightsaber battles. Nah, temporarily closed because of COVID. I'm thinking to myself, this park is packed. There's 1 million people online for every ride. What are you doing canceling parades, bro? Like, if anybody here has COVID, 72 million people have COVID because you can't possibly social distance here. It's impossible. It's impossible. We're trying. You got to wear a mask. Oh, and that's another thing, bro. Walking around with a mask on your face. I shaved this morning. Big mistake.
Airlines have to be
what?
Airlines have to be insane.
Well, I tanned up nice before I got here, so I mean, I knew this was coming. But you got people with like the ring here with the tan, right? Well, I'm getting the wrap it up. I'm getting the wrap it up symbol for my wife. Telling stories here. Yeah, okay. She's hitting her wrist. Why don't you go? Okay, take the kids to the park. Yeah, take the kids to the park. I'll meet you there.
Bring Johnny on here. Bring Johnny. Let me say hi.
John, come here, John. John, come here real fast. But I'll tell you, man, this is great. Oh, so by the way, so I'm here, right? My wife is losing her mind. I'm online with my daughter. She's freaking out. My wife and my son are on a teacup ride. They're doing some magical teacup. I don't know what the hell they're doing. They're on a ride. I was like, nah, I'm good. Come here, buddy. Say hello. Say hello to Deuce and everybody.
Hi.
Hey, John.
You liking Disney?
Yeah.
You having fun?
Yeah.
What's going on? What's your favorite ride so far?
What's your favorite ride so far?
It is the one how we ride today.
The one that we rode today, which one? The runaway train?
Yeah.
That one was cool, right?
And that one's good.
All right, tell everybody keep it inside the leather.
Keep it inside the leather.
All right. Cut and pause. Yeah, get back inside. That is almost done. So I'm with my daughter. I got a quick story. So I'm with my daughter, right? And she's losing her mind. Like she's screaming bananas, and I'm trying to get her to calm down. So I figured, let me take her to get some ice cream, right? So while my wife and my son are on the ride, I'll take my daughter to get some ice cream. I'm in line with this guy, and he turns around and he kind of motions to me as if he's like, "Go ahead, you go," because you got, issues going on. Your daughter's losing her mind. And I'm like, oh, thanks, man. He's like, no, you know what? I got it. Like, what do you mean you got it? He's like, I want to buy you the ice cream. I'm like, it's just a random guy. Like, he's like in his late 40s. Like, he wasn't even like an old man. Like,
Recognize you? Maybe he said, hey.
No, he didn't recognize me. No, he just looked at me. He goes, oh, come here. Oh my God. Oh my God. Hi, say hi. Watch out, John. Say hi, B. Say hi. Say, keep it inside the leather. No, all right. Love you. Come on, go inside. Go inside. Go inside. Go inside. Ma! Come on, Ma. All right. So anyway, so the guy buys me the ice cream. He literally, and I felt weird. I was like, no, dude, you don't got to do that. It's like $10. Like, I got it, And he, it was a nice gesture. What? She's yelling at me from inside. But he turns around and he goes, you're a really good dad. I'm like, thanks, guy. I appreciate it. So he buys me. Wait. It gets good. Vivi, come on. Amanda, can you take her, please? Like, she's ripping things apart here. All right. So, wait. So then, that's the first instance. Then, last night, we're on the monorail back from Magic Kingdom. And there's an older couple sitting across from us on the monorail. And I'm just sitting there with John, and he's tired. He's exhausted at this. It's the end of the day.
And I really want that sir.
I know you do. He really jerk. He wants to go back ride because he wants another boy. So this guy, this lady, so we're getting off the monorail. The girl looks at me. She goes, "You're a really good dad." I was like, thanks, right? Right? My wife goes, what is going on? Like, there's a million dads here. Everybody's with their kids. Why is everybody telling you that you're a good dad? And it happened again this morning at breakfast. We're at breakfast, and my wife takes my son to the bathroom, and I'm with my daughter trying to put her ponytail back in her hair because she loves ripping them out. And the waitress walks by. She goes, wow, you're such a good dad. Like this.
Again.
Right?
Again.
Third time. My wife is like, what? My wife said, give him a medal. She said, there's a million dads here. Everybody's a good dad if you're bringing your kid to Disney. Dad, come on, Vivi. Come on, John. Listen, folks, dudes, do me a favor. Finish off this episode. Throw in a read from our friends over at Towel Tag. I got to get back.
Yeah.
Say Towel Tag.
Towel Tag.
Say go to toweltag.com.
Go to toweltag.com.
And tell them Ronnie from New Jersey sent you.
Ronnie from New Jersey sent you.
And say, ITL coupon code.
Hey, I need you.
ITL coupon code. Let go of the microphone. You don't have to hold. Is that better? I did it with my nose. Wait. Folks, it's been a blast. I got to get back to vacation with the family. Do us a favor, as always. Keep it in.